there, I'm going to show you how to make a iced coffee cup cozy. It's for a large 16-ounce plastic cup, 454 milliliters, that we use for iced coffee or bubble tea or smoothies. And what you're going to need to make this is some 4-weight cotton. I'm just using some cotton from my stash here, some worsted weight, a number 4, or sometimes in England it's called Aran. It's not double knit, it's thicker than that. And I'm going to have an eye hook. So here's the eye hook. It's a 5.5. So you're going to need one of those. You're going to need some scissors, and you're also going to need a needle, a yarn needle with a nice big eye so you can pull through the ends, okay? Cotton is always the best yarn to use when you're making something for iced coffee, because the condensation on the outside of the plastic cup is something that can be soaked up by the absorbent cotton. It's much more absorbent than if you use an acrylic. Acrylic's good if you're putting a hot coffee in there, but cotton is recommended for an iced coffee cup. So we're going to start off this iced coffee cup cozy by chaining to 4. So I'm going to make a slip knot. And then I'm going to chain 4 and join them together to make a little loop. You can use a magic circle if you know how to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, but I'm going as if this is for beginners, so we're just going to make it simple. So I'm putting my hook into the first chain I made, yarn over, pulling it through, and pulling it through the final chain that I made. Okay, that's how we get it started. So now what we're going to have to do is we find the middle of the circle, which is here. We're going to chain 2, and then I'm going to make 12 double crochets into the center of this circle, okay? So I pinch the tail, oops, so I'll keep it in the middle. I pinch the tail there, so we're going to make 12. 1, 2, get myself some yarn. Yarn over, put it through the center, yarn over, pull it through, 1, pull it through 2, and pull it through 2. Yarn over into the center of the circle, yarn over, pull it through 2, pull it through 2. Now there's the chain 2 at the beginning, which doesn't count as a stitch. Then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got to make a 5th, a 6th, double crochet, a 7th double crochet, an 8th double crochet, a 9th double crochet, ten, 11, and 12. And then we're going to join it to the top of the chain 2 that we made at the beginning, okay? And that's our first round. And if you pull on this one, it tightens up that center piece, so that's good. So this is what it's looking like. Our center of our base of the coffee cup cozy. So this is 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You can count these little shapes, these little V's. Those are the stitches. So for the second round, we're going to chain 2, and we're going to make 1 double crochet into that first stitch. And then we're going to do 2 into each of these spaces, each of these stitches that you can see. We're going to go through both. Those 2, okay, are going to be on the top. So we're going to go 1 double crochet in that stitch, and 2 double crochets into that stitch. And then we're going to go, oh, my dog. Sorry about that, I'm house sitting for a dog. So I'm just making these videos while she's playing. So now I've put yarn over, and we're going to go into the next stitch, and we're going to do 2 double crochets in there. 1 and 2. And then we're going to find the next stitch, yarn over, go into the next stitch, and we're going to do 2. 1, 2. It's really hot here today, that's why I thought a nice coffee cup cozy would be a good idea. Now we're going to go yarn over and double crochet 2 double crochets into the next stitch and into each stitch going around, okay? 1, 2, and go all the way around. So I've got right round, and I've done 2 double crochets into that final stitch, and now I'm going to slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 from the previous row, and I'm going to chain 2 ready for row, chain 1 ready for row 3. We chain 1, so you can see we've got this nice circle here, and this is the base of our coffee cup cozy. And if I take this out for a minute, you can count our stitches here. We've got those 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Okay, and then the first one was where we chained the 3, and we've got the one in there. So that's the 2 we started off with. Okay, so we've got 24 stitches going around there, and we've just chained 1 for the start of round. So this is where we do our special stitch. This stitch is to show where there's a division between the base of the cup cozy and the sides. So it's called single crocheting into the back loop only. So a single crochet is when we go through both of the loops like this, and yarn over and pull it through, and that's a single crochet. Well, we're going to be doing a single crochet, but we're just going to be going into the back loop only. And if you look at the top here, there's the two stitches. We're going to go into the back one, yarn over, pull it through, single crochet. It's best if you look at it from the top, and you can see there's 2 stitches right there. And we're going to go into the back loop and do a single crochet into the back loop. And what that does is it creates a ridge all the way around, okay? Going into the back loop of every one of those 24 double crochets. So here we are at the final back loop. See, I'm just going through that back loop, and now I'm going to join it to the first stitch we made there, and we should have 24 back loop only single crochets. Now for round 4 we chain 1 again. So let's count our back loop only. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, so this is how it looks. Can you see how we've got that nice little rib? Because we're going to start going straight up the sides. So it kind of makes our bottom very special. Okay, so we're chaining 1 for row 4. Round 4, and we're going to half double crochet into each stitch around. So this is really easy. We're just going to half double crochet. Now I don't know if you know what a half double crochet is, but it's pretty easy. You go over, you go into the stitch, over and pull it through, and now we've got 1, 2, 3, and we go through all 3. Okay, wrap the yarn over, not like a single crochet, over before you go in, but unlike a double, we're going to go through all 3 at once. So it's a nice fast stitch. Half double crochet. I'm going to go all the way around into each stitch. This time we're going through both of those loops, okay? We go through, you can see them both there, okay? So we're going to do all the way around doing half double. So here we are at the end. We're going to half double crochet into the last 2 stitches we have here, and we are going to join it into the top of the chain 1 with a slip stitch. So we put our hook through, yarn over, pull it through, and pull it through that last stitch. So here we are, we're starting to go up the sides, and you can see that how it's starting to form there, okay? Okay, so let's count our stitches just to make sure we've got 24, okay? So here we go. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 23, 24. Okay, so now we're going to do something that's fun. I don't know if you've ever done this before, but if you haven't, it's going to be fun. It's called spiraling. We're going to start to spiral. That means we don't have to slip into the top of the first stitch. We don't have to chain up to start our row. We're just going to put this is called a very sophisticated stitch marker. I'm just putting a piece of yarn in here. You can put a stitch marker in if you have a stitch marker, okay? But I don't. So I'm just putting it in there in front of my piece of yarn. I'm going to chain 1 up here. I've put the stitch marker in here, and now we are going to be working in half double crochets in a spiral all the way around and make 14 rounds from the stitch marker. So we're going to start half double crocheting in here. 1, I'll show you what we do when we get to the end. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll meet you at the end. It makes the video too long if I show you it. So I'm just doing the last stitch here, the last half double crochet into the 24th stitch. And now what we're going to do is we're going to just move the stitch marker up like this and yarn over and go into that first stitch after the stitch marker, and we're going to go keep on going. And you can see the stitch marker is going to show us where we started doing this. And we're going to do 24 rows, and now we just keep going. We don't have to stop, we just keep going until we're up to 14 rounds from where the stitch marker got put, okay? Half double crocheting into each of these stitches all the way around in a spiral, okay? It's kind of a neat way to do things. Okay, so I'm going to come back when I've done 14 rounds and I'll show you how to make sure you're counting. So here we are with the stitch marker, and I can count up the rows, the rounds, or the rather 1. I'm counting right beside the stitch marker there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I'm going to go around one more time, and then that will be 14 rounds. You can make it shorter if you want to. So here we are. 1, 2, each of these is a row. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so that's 14. So I'm just going to slip stitch into the next stitch, and then I'm going to, there she goes again, and I'm going to fasten it off, and we're going to weave in that end. And then we can also turn it inside out and weave in the end that's at the middle of the bottom. Okay, so here we have the yarn needle, and I'm just going to go into these stitches beside it just to kind of tug it over so we make a nice little lead in from where the rows ended. Pull it back and go through there again, maybe down into the next low row, in and out, pull it through and fasten that off. We can pull out our stitch marker. If we turn it inside out, pull that nice and tight, and we need to weave in. This is our nice piece that we only have to weave in 2 ends, so that's pretty cool. And then I'll show you when I turn it around. You can see I'm away from home. I'm house sitting, as I said before. That's why you're hearing the dog in the background. But I'm also wondering if she has a cup I could put this on, because at home I have the perfect cups to show everyone. Anyway, there's the final little piece that needs to be woven in. Cut that off, turn it out. And you can see how doing that back, the single crochet into the back loop makes that lovely ring there at the bottom. And then you can put that onto your cup, and it'll keep a hot drink warm. But the purpose of this one being made out of cotton especially is that it's great for iced coffee or iced beverages, because it will catch all your condensation for you. And I did find one. They have a nice big beverage. This is massive. But anyway, it shows you how much this stretches. And look how nice the bottom looks with this back loop only single crochet going around the bottom. So that's our iced coffee cup cozy, and I hope you enjoyed it. It's half double crochet for most of it, a nice and easy project for you. And yes, I'm Pam Carr. This is Caraway Crochet. If you like what you're seeing here, want to make some more of my projects, please subscribe to my channel and click on the little bell so you'll be notified of brand new videos that come up on YouTube. And thank you so much for joining me, and happy crocheting.